All right, three, two, one, boom. Huge, huge special opportunity episode. We'll call this one, this is Energy Boom 101, by the way. You know what it is. Don't play games. We're going to call this a special dispatch. Why? Because guess who's in the house? Now be quiet. Wanda. That was Wanda. That was Wanda. She's unbelievable. Anyway, Wanda's in the house. This is Energy Boom 101. This is Boom You. Look at that shot of Boom You. Look at the pretty mint light. Nice framing right there. I always felt good about that. Energy Boom 101, the Confluence, where we report the collision of crude and cannabis. And there's a lot of crude and cannabis colliding, and here's a really easy place to see it, so prepare yourself. But before we go down there, before we jump down that rabbit hole, we need to remember to tell you that this is Energy Boom 101, and where we connect crude to consciousness, one gusher at a time. We've also been known to illuminate the chasm between brain and being, one gusher at a time. And we'll chase the echoes of existence. Damn sure do that, one gusher at a time. And sometimes we'll even, I think we even were chasing the narrative. We'll figure that out. Anyway, so you know the story. We follow basically the story of two energy booms that are going on. One's in the crude oil and natural gas business. By the way, in the background you're hearing the bubble and buzz of Boom U. This is what happens when a energy boom comes to town. Everything gets bigger and livelier. And by the way, as we report this, all sorts of things will become more lively. Anyway, back to the game here at Boom U, a hidden university, the crucible of consciousness. No one can ever find this place. You'll never find it. Great Hotel California shot of Boom U. Boom U or Hotel California, you decide. Now, get ready for this, kids, because I know you're dying. We're not even 2 minutes into it, and I know you're begging for mercy. But check it out. I'm getting ready to show you the Confluence. You know what that is right there. Those are the different stocks. And the top four stocks are that's the Four-Leaf Clover. It's unbelievable. We've patented it. We've trademarked it. The Four-Leaf Clover represents four different stocks in the cannabis community that we're following as this entire thing unfurls, which, by the way, is pretty much a mania, as you can tell. Hemp up 16%. Well, let's start at the top of the key. FOT, PHOT, Grow Life, up 12%. Strong. I still really like PHOT. Hemp up 16%. Hemp is interesting. I like it. I'm not for sure why. CBIS down to 3%. That's cannabis science. And then medical marijuana, MJNA, sort of the poster child of the medical movement. So far, that could change easily. Up 5%. But the whole point being that out of the four cannabis stocks that we follow, and there's probably 15 of them, so we're only keeping up with four of them, three of the four were up pretty big today. That's three inhalations, 2, 3, one exhalation. Oh shit, there's Wanda. Okay, now, we will track Wanda, but first I want to get you through the Confluence, because that is where crude and cannabis meet. We've talked about cannabis. Now, we want to ask the question, why would Grow Life go up 12% today? I don't have a clue, so don't ask the question. Or you want to ask the question, why did hemp go up 16%? Don't have a clue. You ask the question, you go find out the answer, and just find out all the public available means. By the way, here pretty soon we'll be looking at the newspaper. Speaking of, Wanda is out of control, by the way. So then you've got cannabis science at 3%, down 3%, and then medical marijuana up 5%. Now, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Not only are you not your brain, you're the user of your brain. I just slipped that in. But I'm gonna pan back, because we've got to get a little bit of Wanda, because she's bringing the absurd into this entire thing. Prepare yourself. There she is. Unbelievable. Look. Wanda, you idiot! Wanda, you goober! There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare. You saw, which, by the way, is as rare as a unicorn. Wanda and the unicorn and the Hotel California. But let's get back to the crude oil aspect of this show, because this is Energy Boom 101, where we basically cover two energy booms that are going on. One is crude oil and natural gas, and the other one is marijuana. The marijuana boom is a crazy sort of a mania boom on Wall Street, but is a very, very, very real, slowly seeding and gently unfurling for a long time boom on Main Street. And that's the really interesting story we'll be able to follow if we could ever keep up with it. And so we just showed you the four different stocks before Wanda pulled us away in her absurd manner. But we did capture her, and it's always worth it. Let's talk about the crude end. Anything crazy happening? And these are all Oklahoma City companies. That's about all I can keep up with. You got Devon, God bless them. By the way, they're still a great buy. Osage, she'll be coming around the mountain. I promise you, folks. Apco, that's still a great play. Unit, we still love their vertical integration. We love George Kaiser. Continental, and they're still strong. So now, no huge news to a specific Oklahoma City company, or the truth is there may be huge news, but I'm just not really following it. But prepare yourself, because you're about to go blasting through. Prepare. Here it comes. The lens of the transparent barrel. Did you see that? Watch this. There it goes. This is the confluence. You are looking through the confluence. This is where meets the optimism of the crude and natural gas industry and the compassion of the cannabis industry. And together they polish out this lens through which we cast our view of the world. And there it is. Now, it just looked a lot better. Obviously, that's sort of like, before, after, bad jokes, not playing too well. That's all right. So what we do want to tell you about, though, because we've got time, there's only 6 minutes into it, since we want to give you a really good overview of what's going on in the Ukraine, and Vladimir Putin and that pinky pull of his. He's out of control, folks, so watch out for him. But in a nutshell, Vladdy Poo has got his claws on the Ukraine, and the Ukraine is a big I guess it's a chess. You know what I'd love? I'd love the OU Chess Club for someone to call me up, and if I could try and explain how the Ukraine is working in the global energy chess match, they could assign it a chess piece. There's a great way to integrate, kids. Let's get it done. OU Chess team, if you're out there, for the love of Christ, help me out here. The Ukraine is clearly a piece on the board that we call the global chess match. So what kind of piece is it? We'll figure that out. Anyway, it's a real hot spot right now, and everyone seems to think there's nothing you can do about it. And then this guy from the Wall Street Journal comes along and writes this very compelling piece, which I'm not going to read to you, but I'm going to cite it, and you're going to read it. And it's a great way to see a really good overview of the world energy markets. And as this boom unfurls, you'll have a really good understanding of just of its sort of its perspective and its pound per pound ratio to the world. Because this article, and I'm going to find it here eventually. By the way, did I tell you folks today our drilling fluid was Lafroig, a 10-year single malt. She's a good one. And the fracking services were provided once again by Big Chief. Outdoor grown, old, dry, lost its potency, but it's still, you're smoking it, I guess. Fracking services. So we're still drilling the strata of self here and fracking the feelings of being. We always encourage that. That's the greatest Hotel California boom you shot you'll ever see, folks. It's stunning. Nothing less than stunning. Let's just spin it around and see what else boom you's got for you. I think that's a fun, sort of Art Deco-ish kind of boom you thing they got going. There's Sarkey's Energy Center looking happy as hell. There's a bunch of other buildings. I think one's the New Devon Energy, I think, is to the far left. Far right, I think, might be the old school energy or engineering building, maybe. I can't frickin' remember. Water tower's pretty kick-ass. Stadium's pretty kick-ass. Clock tower's pretty wicked. Those from where come the bells, by the way. Clock tower, from where come the bells, in which lay hidden opportunity aplenty, I might add. Let me find this damn article while I'm killing time here. Prepare yourself, kids. Here it is. Boom. Huge. This is huge. Now, everyone go to this. Find this Wall Street Journal. It is from, bear with me, it is from, I'll make this a good shot. It is from Wednesday, March 5th, so a few days ago. And it's below the fold, marketplace, below the fold. The U.S. does have a weapon against Putin. It's energy. Holy shit. Now read it. It's great. And it's a great, and I'm just going to sum it up this way. This guy has one of the greatest sentences I can ever have the honor of quoting, which I will now quote, and I can make my way to it. And I quote, "The world is ultimately one large energy market." Kaboom. So find that article. It's pretty amazing. And then I'm going to show you another article that you need to read, because I ain't going to read it. Well, I have. I'll read it again. It's this one. And now this is later. That article I just showed you was from Wednesday. This is from Thursday. So the next day, you're going to see a series of articles unfurl here. It's amazing. The forensic team here is out of control. So the next day, you have this article, Crisis Pressures U.S. on Gas Exports. Okay, so you can read that, and it's pretty interesting. It'll basically tell you how this crisis in the Ukraine has put pressure on the U.S. to export its gas because it appears, as best we can tell in the real world, kids, and I'm editorializing because I don't have a clue, but energy seems to be always one step ahead of us because we need it. So it pretty much, policy and everything has to adapt to it. And it's sort of this market that just moves forward as best we can tell, we being me and Captain Kangaroo, who I tried to get on the show last week. By the way, if Alanis, and even if I pronounced that correctly, Miss Morissette, if you're out there, come on the show. We'll go nuts. Look at this view. Look at the view of Boom U. The California view of Boom U. The Hotel California view of Boom U. And the buzz and the bubble of Boom U. You hear it in the background. Anyways, we're at 10 minutes into this beast. I know most of you, by the way, 16 subscribers now. God bless each and every one of you. USA, USA, USA. I'm sure after this episode, though, it'll drop back down to about 13. The analysts on Wall Street are loving it. They feel really good about it. The Herbalife bet we're still following, by the way. That's going to be wicked. Oh, shit. I just heard Wanda scamper. Freeze. Don't do anything. She can sense fear. Anyway, so there's another article coming up that's really interesting. And it's also in the Wall Street Journal. And it's this right here. Exxon CEO. Russian projects still on track. Now, let me wrap this up for you. So, the Ukraine is very unstable right now because Vladimir Putin is there trying to basically grab the country for a variety of reasons, many of which involve energy. One way we could diffuse that, many people think, and I probably agree, one way we could diffuse that would be to uncork our energy resources, allow them to be exported, which is what that previous story was about, allow them to be exported, and then you fight these battles in the marketplace. And that's why capitalism is probably the final frontier for war, which is, I guess, a good thing, maybe. Pretty cool if you think about it. But Exxon CEO, Russian project still on track. So if you read this, you'll find out that the Exxon CEO, and I think he says this at the IHS conference, which was in Houston, which would be wicked as shit to go to. Basically what he says is, hey folks, everything seems to be fine and dandy, and rest assured, Exxon's track record around the world is, by the way, I'm just now making up shit. He's never said this, so this is dangerous. But the gist of it, let me just say this, the gist of it is that whether the article's author right here or the CEO himself, but the spirit of it, oh shit. Okay, I'm going to sneak this in because this is a big Boom U goodbye with the bells. We got to wrap this dispatch up. It's about 103, and we appreciate you. We're suffering through this, but here's the basic wrap up of it from Wanda. The Exxon CEO says we have no reason to believe whatsoever that we're going to have any problems continuing our operations with Russia. I think they rely on us in the end, and I think what you will find is that Exxon around the world, everyone eventually always plays with them. And there's a great quote in here. You got to find it. So go read the article because the bells are tolling. Do not fuck with them. Spelled P-H-U-C-K. Hang on. We'll probably sign off on this. There wasn't much else huge in the crude world today. Get ready for it. I wish they'd play the Cowboy song by Thin Lizzy. Here's the patented pivot shot. It's coming at you live. They've tried for years to patent this. NASA tried, couldn't get to it. I love that mint. Oh, by the way, I'm sure there'll be new towers coming eventually to Boom U. We'll see. So here's the beauty of Boom U. You go from sort of the happening to the old school. Boom U has been around since 1920 to the Hotel California. Boom U, which is nutty. Looking west. Always chasing that sun. Always chasing that sun. We'd love to think that area right down there we can start performing our bands on Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings. We don't want to be disrespectful, but we do want to have fun. There it goes. That's it. Boom U. 3, 2, 1. Boom. This has been a dispatch that probably didn't make any sense at all. Actually, I'm sure it did because you got caught up on the Confluence. Keep this in mind. This marijuana thing is an absolute mania, and I would literally sit back and watch it for a year, and I would invest $10 to have fun with it, and know that that may be gone in 2 days, or it may be $10,000 in a year. I don't know, but I'd invest $10, I'd watch it for a year, and then a year from now you'll have a much better, much better idea, and you'll be able to place much better bets. That's it. 3, 2, 1, boom.